The Canterbury roll itself is a unique item. It's part of a broader range of manuscripts known as the Noah group, but itself is very distinctive. It was created in the late 1420s, early 1430s in the course of Henry VI's reign. It leads us from Noah down across 18 foot, roughly 5.5 metres of parchment, to Henry VI, who doesn't himself appear on the roll. And the reason Henry doesn't appear on the roll is because of later modifications.
It's a kind of a political document, a kind of propaganda. It was produced in the context of the Wars of the Roses, and so is very much about establishing the authority of one side over the other within that conflict. We've been able, with the digitisation of the manuscript, to see in much better detail how some of those edits or interventions in the manuscript have occurred. So we can see, we knew, for instance, that there were two main scribes who wrote on the manuscript, but through the digitisation project we've been able to confirm that there's definitely at least 4 different handwritings.
Well, one of the most fascinating opportunities given to us through this manuscript is the fact that it's been so heavily edited. So it starts off basically following a kind of Lancastrian perspective, but somebody comes along later on and rewrites the bottom.
Well, as we were developing the project, we were starting to think about the benefits and the possibilities of digitisation, and that led us down 2 pathways. One of them was to start to think about how our manuscript relates to other manuscripts, and could we present any of that information digitally? But the first question for us was actually to think about the people who feature on the roll. There are over 800 individuals that feature on the roll, and we started to think, well, can we present some information about those individuals, and can we link that into the digital project? And as we started to do that, we started to experiment and build a database.
And so we started talking about the practicalities of how we might want to do that, how users might want to engage with the information. I mean, as Chris said, there are 800 people on this roll. So how might a user want to interact with those names? What information would they like to know about them? And also, how can we reflect those connections and links on the material object in a digital format?
So part of the process of creating the new edition, the new translation, and integrating these within a digital platform was thinking very carefully about what new questions we should be asking of the document and how we should approach it. It was now time for a new edition.